Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest installment of My Dad Listens to This. I'm Juliet the daughter.
And I'm Kevin the dad.
And sorry we were gone for so long, but Juliet the daughter had a big constitutional law exam, and it was a lot.
How'd it go?
I think it went okay. The multiple choice was pretty good. I think the essay questions are what I struggle with the most, but it could have gone worse, so I think I did okay.
Does constitutional law still matter these days?
Depends on who you ask.
Okay.
Anyway.
But you did not tune in to listen to constitutional law. You tuned in to listen to what Juliet picked for her latest album for us to pick apart.
Yup. And this week, I chose Babalu music. That's right, folks. We're getting into I Love Lucy territory. This is Desi Arnaz and his orchestra. So, Dad, what do we know about Desi?
Desiderio Alberto Arnaz Idiacha III.
Very good pronunciation.
Thank you. Was born in Santiago de Cuba, Cuba, on March 2nd, 1917. So if he was still alive, he'd be like 103 years old.
Yeah, because I remember they had a Google Doodle for his birthday a couple of years ago.
His father, Alberto, was Santiago's youngest mayor. The family owned 3 ranches, a palatial home, and a vacation mansion on a private island on Santiago Bay.
Damn, they were rich.
When the Cuban Revolution of 1933 happened,
Bye-bye!
Batista overthrew Machado. Now, Batista would know what it was like in 1959.
Oh.
Desi's father was thrown in jail, and all their property was confiscated.
Oh.
He was let out 6 months later after his brother-in-law intervened. Desi and the family fled to Miami. When he moved to the United States, Desi Arnaz turned to show business to support himself.
Mm-hmm.
In 1939, he starred on Broadway in the musical Too Many Girls. He went to Hollywood the next year to appear in the show's movie version at RKO, which starred Lucille Ball.
Ah, that's how they met.
Arnaz and Ball eloped on November 30th, 1940. Arnaz also played guitar for Xavier Cugat's orchestra. Desi Arnaz appeared in several movies in the early 1940s. He received his draft notice, but before reporting, he injured his knee.
Oh, how bad?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, enough to get him out.
he completed his recruit training, but was classified for limited service in the United States Army during World War II.
Okay.
He was assigned to direct United Service Organization programs, or the USO, at the Birmingham General Army Hospital in the San Fernando Valley in California. Following his discharge from the Army on November 16, 1945, he formed another orchestra, which was successful in live appearances and recordings. He sang for troops in Birmingham Hospital with John Machia and hired his childhood friend Marco Rizzo to play piano and arrange for the orchestra. When he became successful in television, he kept the orchestra on his payroll, and Rizzo arranged and orchestrated the music for I Love Lucy.
Cool.
Meanwhile, TV executives had been pursuing Lucy to adapt her very popular radio series, My Favorite Husband, for television.
Oh, that's what it's based on.
Ball insisted on Arnaz playing her on-air spouse, so the two would be able to spend more time together.
Aww.
Initially, the idea of having Ball and the distinctly Latin American Arnaz portray a married couple...
Not to mention a Cuban Desi Arnaz.
Well, encountered resistance as they were told that Desi's Cuban accent and Latin style would not be agreeable to American viewers.
Oh, brother.
The couple overcame these objections, however, by touring together during the summer of 1950 in a live vaudeville act they developed with the help of a Spanish clown, Pepito Perez.
Oh, I think they made a musical off of either that or the I Love Lucy show that was like on the road for a little while.
Okay. And they developed it also with Ball's radio show writers. Much of the material was from their vaudeville act.
Mm-hmm.
On October 15th, 1951, Arnaz co-starred in the premiere of I Love Lucy, in which he played a fictionalized version of himself, Cuban orchestra leader Enrique Ricky Ricardo. During his time on the show, Arnaz and Ball had become TV's most successful entrepreneurs. With Ball, Arnaz founded Desilu Productions.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Krusty Lou Productions.
Was that on The Simpsons?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yep. Desi has been credited with the development of the multi-camera setup production style, using adjacent sets in front of a live audience that became the standard for subsequent situation comedies. The use of film enabled every station around the country to broadcast high-quality images of the show. Arnaz was told that it would be impossible to allow an audience onto a soundstage, but he worked to design a set that would accommodate an audience, allow filming, and adhere to fire and safety codes. Due to the expense of 35mm film, Arnaz and Ball agreed to salary cuts. In return, they retained the rights to the films.
Okay.
This was the basis for their invention of reruns in syndicating TV shows, which was a huge source of new revenue.
I bet, yeah.
Yep. So Lucy ran from 1951 to 1957. After that, they did 3 more years, creating 13 one-hour episodes over that time. Desi and Lucy divorced in 1960.
Yeah.
And Lucy bought out Desi's share of Desilu in 1962, right before Andy Griffith got insanely popular.
Ooh!
And Star Trek.
Oh, wait, Star Trek was Desilu?
Yep.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yep.
Wow. Oh, she made a lot of money. Wow.
Yep. Desi remarried in 1963 and cut back on his show business activities. He still produced TV shows and even hosted Saturday Night Live in 1976 to promote his autobiography, Gilda Radner Played Lucy.
Oh my God, was it good?
It was hilarious. He spent semi-retirement owning a horse breeding farm and taught classes in TV production and acting at San Diego State University.
Oh, wow.
He was diagnosed with lung cancer in 1986 and died on December 2nd, 1986 at the age of 69, 5 days before Lucy received her
Kennedy Center honor. Yeah.
Yep.
And then I guess he had some sort of remarks prepared because he knew it was towards the end. And so they had someone read them out loud, and the last line was, P.S. I Love Lucy was never just a title. And they cut to Lucy and she was sobbing because I guess a couple of days before, or maybe it was the same day, was Desi's memorial service.
Oh,
so
okay.
It was still fresh.
Yeah, yeah. So now we move on to Babalu Music. This album was released in 1991, compiled and produced by Weird Al Yankovic.
No way!
Yes!
All right!
Yep.
Well, okay, Weird Al has some explaining to do, but we'll get there
I
later.
guess he was a Lucy fan.
Aw.
Now, the liner notes are skimpy, but it does purport to be the first ever complete collection of I Love Lucy's greatest hits, even though 6 of these songs are from Desi's 1951 CBS radio show, Your Tropical Trip. Now, your mom got this for me years ago for one of my birthdays, I'm pretty sure it was.
Okay.
The biggest drawback this CD has is the songs are from the TV show, but you can't see the show.
Yeah, I bring up that point later in my notes. We'll discuss that, yeah.
Yeah. This would have been better served as a DVD compilation.
Yes, yes.
There are in doing my research, I found that there are quite a few Desi Arnaz collections out there.
Oh.
CDs. The best being 1992's The Best of Desi Arnaz, The Mambo King, which, according to one Amazon reviewer, should be titled The Conga King, as he never played mambos. He was responsible for popularizing conga music in the United States and for the conga line.
Oh, cool.
Yep. But the reason that it was called The Mambo King was that it was a tie-in to the movie The Mambo Kings, in which Desi was one of the characters, played by Desi Arnaz Jr. Now, I've never seen the movie, but I've read the book twice, and
Is it good?
it's an excellent book, and he and Lucy are kind of like minor characters in the story, but I don't want to give the story away.
Oh, okay.
All right, so now we move on to Babalu Music, and the first song is called Babalu Music, which is kind of like, it's cobbled together by Weird Al, and to me I find that the modern sound is very jarring, and I'm not crazy about the remix. I know that he took like all these snippets from various songs and various sound bites from the show and strung them together to make like a cohesive piece.
But don't do that, dude, because then some parts of it don't make sense.
Yeah, and it's just like I said, like you've got, well, it sounds very early 90s, the sound, well, because it came out in 91, but it's definitely of its time, and it's just, like I said, it's just very jarring when you actually hear what the songs really sound like.
Okay. Well, as soon as this number started for me, I was so disappointed by the audio quality. No digitally restored sound nowadays, because like I listened to this on Spotify, so I thought they might have like cleaned up the sound a little bit. Nothing. And I think it really harms the music. I mean, I can tell Desi and his orchestra have this like big band sound from like the intensity of the drums, the timbre of the horns, the might of the voices of his backup singers. Yet it is so muffled that the music just loses its impact on me. But Desi's voice still makes me happy whenever I listen to it. However, though, when he started singing Babalu, I couldn't take it seriously because you do an impression of Desi saying Babalu, and I just kept hearing that in my head.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so I was trying so hard not to laugh. However, he makes me smile with his energy, and you can tell how much fun he's having leading this band. One other downside, and this will show my ignorance, is that I couldn't find a translation of the Spanish lyrics online. Did it come with the translation in the jacket?
No, like I said, it's just skimpy liner notes. There's no lyrics.
Okay, but I don't think the tone of the song is lost on me, though. I just wish the audio quality was a lot better.
Well, I think the thing with the audio quality, and I wish that had said this in the liner notes, is I'm not sure what the source is. I don't know if Al just was able to get his hands on the audio portion of the TV shows. Another thing is that, these were recorded for TV.
Yeah.
So, I mean, TV's just had the one tinny sounding speaker.
Yeah, it's not the same microphones used in a recording studio, that's for sure.
And plus, I mean, at that time in the 50s, there was no such thing as digital recording. It was all analog recording.
Yeah.
So you're definitely losing, that's why it sounds like it does.
Oh, no, I know, but you think they digitally restore it now? Like, if
that wasn't a big thing back in the late 80s, early 90s.
No, I mean now, because I'm listening to it on like an internet music provider.
Yeah.
So you think that I don't know, that's just me, but yeah, they didn't.
Well, that's probably more up to the record company if they're going through and saying, hey, we should remaster this. Let's call in Al, or let's call in someone else. I guess it depends on how well it's sold.
Okay.
And plus, like I said, I mean, there's other Desi compilations out there. Plus, I'm sure that someone out there has already remastered the entire run of I Love Lucy.
Probably. I mean, definitely, yeah.
And you're probably better off watching the show so
Yeah.
you get these songs in their original context.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, our next song is I Love Lucy, the vocal version. And I gotta say, this is a nice vocal. From what I was reading, Desi got some crap for not having a great voice, but I think he acquits himself well on this and the other songs. I think he has a pretty decent voice. And see, the thing is, he's very distinct. As soon as he opens his mouth, you know exactly who this is.
Okay, well, this song wasn't on the CD when I found it online.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So you want to talk about this? But I have heard him sing it before, though. I found this, it was when we went to Universal Studios,
Yes.
And we went to the I Love Lucy exhibit, and I think it was the episode where he was singing it for her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember, crying, because I thought it was so beautiful, because, you could tell they were in love when they were singing it.
Yeah.
Even though they were acting for the camera, you could tell that their emotion was genuine. I think of that song, and I think of We're Having a Baby, My Baby and Me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, oops, Spotify, you got some splaining to do.
Well,
I had to throw that in there. You know I did.
I was going to say, Juliet, I have the CD.
Yeah, I know.
Could listen to the whole thing.
I had exams. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right. But I think we just learned a very important lesson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me the next song is Through a Thousand Dreams, though.
What?
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 Huh? Hold it.
Wow.
Hold on. We might have to stop. This might... Oh.
No, this is going to be interesting, but we don't have Through a Thousand Dreams or Saboni. We do have Cuban Pete. We don't have Made for Each Other or Tico T. Wow, this is going to be really interesting.
Should I keep recording this or no?
Yes, we're going to do this.
Oh my god, okay.
Because this is interesting. So you put in Babalu music, and these are the song selections that came up for the album?
Yeah, I mean, was the album, is it Blue?
Yep.
With him in a shirt with the bongo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same one.
And Lucy's on the side going like this?
Lucy's not on the side.
Oh, interesting.
There must be two versions of this album out there.
Oh my God, and baby Jesus.
Oh my God.
Wow, this is going to be interesting.
All right.
Well,
okay.
Well, go through your songs. Do you have El Cumbanchero?
Hold on, it might be on the back here.
Kumba, 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 kumba.
Yes, that's way down here, though.
Okay, we're gonna go with that. All right, that's
right.
the next song. I love this song. It's such a driving song. Lots of drama, very big sound, And I bet they got the whole audience chanting "El Kumba, 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 Kumba." But again, I wish I could see it. I mean, it just sounds so energetic, and you'd love to be able to see the band and Ricky just just taking command and driving the band like. But
Yeah.
and I think I wish that like when this had come out that they also did like a DVD version. Maybe they did at some point, but
Maybe if you, I bet if you dig around Amazon enough, you'll find one. So, El Cumbanchero. I am obsessed with the key and the majesty of those horns. Then the strings enter and play off the brass section and make for like a sexy musical tete-a-tete. The piano sounds honky-tonky, but it doesn't play for too long. And whoever came up with the musical arrangements, I love you for it. Then Desi's voice comes in and it throws off the whole vibe, in my opinion. I don't think of might when I see Desi. I think of the guy on the front cover with a puffy shirt. But when he does exit the song, the instrumental still sounds great. The song should also have been an instrumental that allowed the audience to create a picture in their head. And I also can't take it seriously when Desi says Ricky Tick, because it makes me think of Ricky Tikki Tavi, and I loved that story as a kid. A few instrumentals on this album wouldn't hurt, and they'd show off the orchestra a lot more. But Desi's name is on the album, so of course he's going to sing too. All right, what's next on your list?
Cuban Pete.
Okay, that's back over here. Yep. Okay, I have that.
Okay. This is a fun song, but again, the problem is you can't see Lucy when she comes out because
Oh, was she in this?
yeah, she's in this.
Oh.
So when like Desi does this Cuban Pete thing, all of a sudden you hear all this laughing, and you know that Lucy's come out, and Ricky's going hey 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 hey. And he's Cuban Pete, but she's Sally Sweet, and she's doing the boom, chicky boom, chicky boom. And okay, I'm gonna make a disclosure here.
Yeah.
I was never and still am not a huge I Love Lucy fan. I know all the classic bits. I know the Candy Factory line, the grape fight, the Superman episode, which is hysterical.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
But not really much beyond that. I mean, it's like, I don't know, I suppose if I was channel surfing, which I can't remember the last time I did that, and I came across an episode, I might check it out. But not a huge fan.
Well, I remember the only ones that I saw with, like, MeTV, like, I saw a couple of the ones where it was just Lucy when she was by herself, like her later series in color.
Oh, Here's Lucy.
Yeah, I saw that one. I don't know how many episodes of the original one I saw, but I think I saw some of their specials where they would have one celebrity guest star on.
Yeah.
And I remember the one with Fernando Lamas and Tallulah Bankhead and Maurice Chevalier.
I remember seeing the
Fernando Lamas one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember also, this was around the time, I guess, where they were going to add Alaska and Hawaii. They were talking about they were going to add all these states. And then William Frawley looks at Desi and is like, "What's next, Cuba?" And Desi just looks at him like,
Yep. I think that was around when they, that was after the regular show run, and then they were doing the 1 hour episodes.
Yes, because I remember that. Okay, my thoughts on Cuban Pete. So, another really odd moment with the audio quality. The horns sound perfect, but the percussion is so muffled. And considering Desi sings about maracas, wouldn't you want the percussion to take center stage here? I was wonderfully surprised that this started out as a duet, but the woman never comes back, so it's just a solo for most of the song. I think what makes it fun is the wordplay, like the chick chicky boom is very catchy,
Yeah.
but it's also an allusion to having some sexy fun, which I think is a cute and clever way to talk about sex without saying the word out loud, because, otherwise CBS would have canceled them back then. I also love how they play with the word Havana to make it sound like heaven or like manna, because it's sweet. You're in paradise, baby? Let's have fun. Cute, and one of the more memorable songs in the album, in my opinion.
Okay, the next song I have is Babalu.
Which we already talked about.
No, this is Babalu, not Babalu Music. That was Weird Al's. This is the original Babalu. This is Desi's signature song.
Oh, I mentioned that the first time.
Oh, you
I've
did?
already talked about it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't have the remix. I didn't have a Weird Al remix on this one.
Oh, okay. Well, then I will give it my very brief 2 cents.
You already know my 2 cents on the song, so just rewind back to that.
Okay, yeah. This was Desi's signature song.
Yes.
But who or what is Babalu? They're probably referring to a Santeria deity, Babalu Aye.
Oh, okay.
Who could be good, but could also be bad.
Kind of like a trickster?
Could be.
Two-sided?
Could have been the Cuban Loki.
That's what I was just thinking! Good or bad, depending on what mood you catch them in?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But Yeah, this is his song. I don't know if he ever got tired of singing it, but I love the song.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, you already know my opinion, so what's next?
We're having a baby, my baby and me.
That's not on here either!
Okay. Well, but you are familiar with the song, have you? You
Yeah.
said you saw it at Universal?
Yeah, but also when I was listening to this album, I was like, I missed that song. So I went on YouTube and I looked it up. And I got
So you got to see it from the
I got
episode.
to see the clip where it's like somebody sends in an anonymous note to Desi saying, my husband and I are going to have a baby and I want to surprise him. So he starts singing and he's like, is it you? Is it you? Is it you? And then he goes, oh, hi, honey. And then he goes, and he goes, it's you. And she looks like she's going to cry. And he's like, it's me. I'm going to be a father. And he keeps kissing her. And he's like, we're having a baby, my baby and me. And Lucy's just crying. And it's so sweet.
And again, that's the limitation of this CD. It's like,
can't see
you
anything.
want to see this moment, not just listen to it. Because I remember seeing that ages ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I can call up the picture in my mind. But again, you really want to see just when he realizes,
oh my God, it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And he just totally loses it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now the song that I have next is There's a Brand New Baby at Our House.
Okay, that does not sound familiar. Nope, don't have that.
All right, well, I guess I'm going to review that one. All right, this is the only song on here in which Desi got a songwriting credit.
Oh, really?
And I love the line that he sings, he's a tricky Mickey Mouse.
Aw, that's cute.
Oh, yeah.
But how did they not get sued by the mouse?
Well, I don't know, you can say Mickey Mouse. I mean, because people will say something like, oh, you know, let's do this thing right, let's not Mickey Mouse it. Like,
okay.
Obviously, this must have been written for Desi Jr., and I'm sure Lucy Arnaz must feel ripped off. But I think she won like some theater acting awards, so she's not hurting.
I think she has a Tony.
That's it. That's a theater acting award, right?
Yes, that's the big one.
So this is kind of like, it's a cutesy type song.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it was probably for like when they brought Desi Jr., who was Ricky Jr., home. And that's the thing about brand new babies. I will never forget this when we brought you home.
No,
you know, we had the car seat, they put you in the back, and I'm sitting in the driver's seat, and I'm thinking, oh my God, when we came to the hospital, there were two of us.
Now there's three.
Now we're leaving, and there's three of us, and she's staying with us. We can't send her back.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks. That says a lot.
I was like, oh my God, she's going to be here today, and tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that. And no, it's just this obvious thing, but when it really hits you, it's just
it
like...
hits you, yeah. Well, you know what you said that makes me think of? It makes me think of the opening scene in the Matilda movie, where it's like they're bringing the babies, and Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman are walking out all disgusted, and they were like, and Danny DeVito's like, oh, what a waste of time, and the wife's like, and painful, and he's like, this is expensive, $9.25 for a bar of soap, and she's like, I had to take a shower, and then he says, $5,000, I'm not paying this hospital bill, what are they going to do, repossess the kid?
Ooh, wouldn't that be something if they did that?
No, well, because he's thinking of that in terms of that, because he's a car salesman,
Yeah.
so. But anyway, what's the next song you got, Dad?
We'll Build a Bungalow. This is kind of like a vaudeville routine, and again, you can't see it because it's like the audience claps a lot, but why are they clapping? But it's a pretty funny vaudeville routine, as Lucy ruins all of Ricky's jokes, and it always makes me laugh. Like Ricky says, hey, guy came up to me the other day and said he hadn't had a bite to eat. And Lucy says, what'd you do, bite him? It's like, and she keeps ruining it and ruining it and ruining them. But it's hilarious. And like I said, again, I really wish you could see this.
Yeah,
I really wish
me
I
too.
could see this. So I guess the closest thing would be just to like call up all these songs on YouTube, and then you get
see
the
the
visual.
originals,
But
yes.
you've got like, I think there's like close to 20 songs on here.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Counting going on. I have 19.
I've got 20.
Okay.
All right.
None of them are the same.
I've got the correct ones. Do you have the next song, the Straw Hat song?
I think I do. Hold on, I gotta look it up. Yep, I have that.
All right,
hey, found one.
Oh, great.
All
Okay.
right.
All right.
Can I start this one?
You may certainly start this one.
All right. Okay, this song is fine, but I have a bit of a problem with Desi's advice. Just wear a straw hat and you won't be able to see. Okay, hold on. Straw hats have kind of a big brim, and I've seen some straw hats for women that have even bigger brims. But it's to protect your face from the sunlight and to give you shade. You can still see stuff. You have to either close your eyes, look down, or place that hat right in front of your face to avoid not seeing anything. But if you really want a magic hat that'll make your problems go away, just wear Mickey's wizard hat from Disney Fantasia. But be careful, you might flood the sorcerer's basement and then get the hat taken away, so, proceed with caution.
That's just outright bizarre. Anyway, I think the thing with the straw hat thing is like, if you're sitting back, you're against the wall, you're going to take a snooze, you put the straw hat over, you're in your own little world.
Don't knock that screen behind you.
Okay, sorry, there's a screen behind me, and I'm like leaning into it.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to do the straw hat demo thing, which of course none of you can see, but both of us can see it.
Yeah.
And you're not missing much.
No.
Anyway, for the straw hat song, it's okay. For me, it's just there. It's just kind of like so many eggs on the plate. It doesn't move me.
Okay.
All right, now, I bet you don't have the next song.
What is it?
By the Waters of the Minnetonka.
Okay. I have like a lot more Spanish songs that I don't think he ever did on I Love Lucy. What's the name of it again?
By the Waters of the Minnetonka.
Nope.
This is just bizarre. Because Desi does this intro about how this is like this like really famous Indian love ballad of sorts.
Okay.
But it's just bizarre.
Oh.
It's just outright bizarre because it's like, again, Lucy's coming out and she's doing something and I would love to see what's going on. Apparently she's making some sort of trouble because Desi starts singing to the tune, "Come here," and you hear, "Ah, ah, ah." And I'm wondering, what the heck is going on here?
What is she doing? Yeah.
Yeah, but again, I'd have to probably YouTube it to get the full experience. But it's just a bizarre song, and I always listen to it. Like, it comes on, and it just holds my attention. Probably just for the outright strangeness of it all.
All right. What's the next song you have?
Bet you don't have this one. "California, Here I Come." It's sung by Lucy, Ricky, Fred, and Ethel. Because this was I believe this is when they had moved from New York to California.
Oh, okay.
And I think it was just more opportunities for Lucy to run into celebrities because it was like the show was so huge that they could pretty much get anyone,
whoever they wanted,
to be on there. And I think people realized, wow, if I go on here, that'll do one.
My career.
Yeah, yeah. So you had like, Bob Hope, Superman, whoever the guest of the week was.
But 50 Superman, not Christopher Reeve's Superman, the other guy.
No, it's just George Reeves.
Yeah, George Reeves.
No relation to Christopher Reeve. You got Reeves and Reeve. But
that could be a law firm. Reeves and Reeve.
Could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure under what circumstances, Fred and Ethel wound up moving to California. Either that or maybe it was a road trip. I don't know. If there are any hardcore Lucy fans out there, please let us know. Like I said, I'm not the hugest Lucy fan in the world, and I'm not going to make the effort to do the research. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Okay, which moves on to our next song, which you do not have. I'll be stunned if you have it. Nobody Loves the Ump.
Yeah, I saw the title of it and I was like, what the hell is that? And you are right, I do not have this. I want to meet the person who put this album on Spotify. I feel cheated.
You are getting cheated. Hey, remember when baseball was America's sport?
Yeah.
You do?
Those days are gone.
You're old. But baseball is probably the number one sport when it comes to popular songs.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah,
okay.
I think out of all the sports, probably more songs have been written about baseball than the other sports.
You mean like Paw Sox Baseball?
No,
I
mean like
sucks.
No, I mean like a song like Centerfield by John Fogerty.
Oh yeah, they always play that.
And like I know there were songs written about Joe DiMaggio and just other things. But anyway, um, they do this song with Bob Hope, and at one point, Lucy is singing a line, and she's going, ah, she's trying to find the right pitch.
Yeah.
And the best line is from Bob Hope. You got a lifetime job looking for that note. But again, you cannot see what's going on.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a fun song. I'm sure it's probably some sort of vaudeville thing that they did with Bob.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, our next song, which I'm sure you don't have here, and you're probably going to be mad at me when I give my critique of it, Jingle Bells.
I don't have Jingle Bells on here.
Well, I did not download this onto my iPod, so I really can't count because, yeah, I could pull out the CD, but it's almost 2 months after Christmas, and I don't have a lot of Christmas music on my iPod.
Yeah.
The only Christmas music that I do have
Is Phil Spector.
No, I don't even have that
Oh.
on my iPod. The only stuff I have is stuff that I don't have on CD, stuff that I've gotten from the library.
Okay.
Things like Little Drummer Boy,
Mm-hmm.
Run Rudolph Run by Chuck Berry. Favorite Christmas song ever.
Well, that's because it's on his his collection, right?
Nope, it's not on. It's not on his anthology. That's the
Oh.
only song that's not on there. But I did find a Christmas compilation of various popular Christmas rock and roll songs at
Gotcha.
the library. So, okay, moving on to our next song that you probably don't have, "The Lady in Red."
No.
Okay,
This isn't the same Lady in Red that Coach Steve sings on Big Mouth, is it?
No, that came out in like
Okay.
1986. This one is "The Lady in Red." It's a pretty good tune, but it seems more polished than Desi's other stuff though. And this must be where Bugs Bunny got the Rabbit in Red from, because there is one of his cartoons. He starts singing "The Rabbit in Red," and when I heard "The Lady in Red," I thought, "Oh, okay,
That's how
I get
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep. Yeah, like I don't know if CBS tried to rein in Desi's more frantic tunes, like if they wanted him to like calm down, which I would be surprised if they did, because it seemed like, he and Lucy were just so insanely popular that they probably could have invented gangster rap on that show and probably have gotten away with it.
Yeah. Well, there's some songs on the version that I listen to that are a lot more frantic. There's definitely a lot more Latin-influenced music on here. I don't know if it's stuff that he performed on the show, but he does get to have some of those moments, especially with one song. We probably won't be able to talk about it. The Cuban Cabbie. I don't think you have that on here, but that one's more intense.
No, that wasn't. Okay, now the next 5 songs are all place name songs.
Okay, what are they?
Okay, the first one is "I'm on my way to Cuba."
No, I do have Habana, Cuba, though. It's spelled Habana, Cuba.
Also known as Havana, Cuba.
Yeah, nope, I don't have that.
All right, this one's called "I'm on my way to Cuba." This is pre-Castro, no doubt.
Yeah.
But considering what Desi's family, what happened to them, though, I'm surprised he even sang this in the first place. Because he's talking about how, hey, I want to go to Cuba. Everything's great. A lot of fun. Yeah, but that SOB, he's got all my stuff. He took my stuff. He threw my dad in jail.
He's too busy wasting money on dairy and making a super cow called Ubra Blanca for his dairy obsession. He really did that, folks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he also created one of the world's apparently best ice cream restaurants, Copelia. It's still operational in Cuba today.
Okay.
Yeah, like the CIA tried to poison his milkshake. This guy was obsessed with dairy.
Batista or Castro?
Castro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the next song is Guadalajara.
Oh, wait! I have that!
Yes!
Yay!
All right. Give it to me.
So at first the opening of the song sounded very authoritative, but then that wonderful flute came in and the song became a lot more merry and playful. I always love a well-placed flute because it sounds like a fluttering breeze. Also,
Wait a minute. Oh, let's think of that phrase. A well-placed flute. Like, do you...
having it come in the music at the right time.
Oh,
Having
are
that
there
sound out of
ill-placed
place.
flutes in songs?
Probably. I mean, there are definitely ill-placed bad flutes when people can't play it.
So we talking like, Jethro Tull, bad placed flutes
I
in
don't know.
general, or
But
okay.
anyway, also this song made me realize that Desi's voice works better in his lower register. The best harmony he had with the backup singers was when he sang really low because it made the singers behind him sound so powerful. Then when they immediately started singing higher notes, it made for a jarring shift in tone that just didn't work. I think having the contrast of a somber voice and the cheery music would have been interesting, but they chose not to play with it. The song is too cheery, and when they sing the high notes, and I can't find the proper adjective for it, but there's just something about this song that doesn't work,
Huh.
in my opinion.
Well, I like it. I mean, I thought it has a great driving beat. I have absolutely no idea what Desi's singing, but if this doesn't get you up off your seat, you must be dead. But yet again, cannot see what's going on because people are like cheering, and I just wish I could see it. And I'm sorry, I sound like a broken record. I keep saying that, but it just is.
You're right,
Being able to
though.
see this seems to be so essential to a lot of these songs.
Exactly. All right.
Okay, the next place name song, Down Argentine Way.
Nope. Well,
Okay.
you know what? This is kind of appropriate, though. We're doing an album where most of the songs are from I Love Lucy, and this is turning into a bit of a Lucy show. So it works! It works!
Yeah,
It's all good.
I like that. I
It's
like
all
that.
good.
Yeah. Okay. So I will give the 2 cents then. This is a pleasant tune. I think Desi should have gotten some royalties from the countries he promoted in some of these songs, because I bet he increased vacation travel to them.
Oh, that makes
Because
sense.
he just makes it sound like, yeah, I really want to go to Argentina or Guadalajara. Maybe not Cuba so much
No.
now. Well, especially nowadays.
Well, I mean, we opened up trade with them, like, what was it, 2015, 2014? Because I remember, like, the ban on Cuban cigars got lifted,
Yeah.
and we started trading with them again. But still probably not a good idea to go down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the next place song is In Acapulco.
Oh, hold on. That sounds slightly familiar. Maybe I've seen it. Nope!
Ah,
Sorry!
that's okay. Well, the big thing in this song is, like, if you can't say Acapulco, just say paradise. I can say Acapulco. Can you?
Acapulco.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're one up on apparently a lot of people who were listening to this song.
They can't pronounce Acapulco?
Maybe they say Acapulco.
I don't know. Well, whenever I hear Acapulco, I think of Sinatra, Beat the Birds Down to Acapulco Bay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so if you want to know how to pronounce it, just listen to Sinatra sing it. It's really easy.
Yep. Comply with me, right?
Yeah, let's beat those birds.
Let's beat them senseless.
Yeah.
I don't like the way that bird looked at me.
Yeah, baby. Back up.
Oh my God, this really is a Lucy show. Sorry, folks.
Sorry, folks. You know what? We're still publishing this episode. We worked hard. Both of us.
Okay, the last place song is Granada.
No, but I have some place songs.
Oh, good for you, John.
I have Carnival in Rio. In Santiago, Chile, Tain't Chile at all.
No.
Yes. And Holiday in Havana. So that's what I have.
Not to be confused with Holiday in Cambodia by the Dead Kennedys.
Oh, no.
Okay, but you do intrigue me with one of the song titles. We're gonna veer off for a little bit. It ain't chilly in Santiago, Chile. What was that?
In Santiago, Chile, Tain't Chile at all.
Okay, do tell.
Oh my God, they made that pun. When I heard the beginning of this song where Desi talks about how you go to the girl's house and she's surrounded by her family, it made me think of a better song, one that we've covered on this podcast. You know, I want to hang out with my girl and her entire family's over.
Tie your mother down?
Yup, you guessed it right, folks. It's Queen's Tie Your Mother Down, only this time we're not taking your little brother swimming with a brick. This song also makes you realize how uptight people were back then, as in you couldn't say, holy shit, I'm turned on and getting hard. But that's okay. That's basically what this song is. I'm like, oh yeah. Okay, that's not classy or as fun as Hotter Than the 4th of July, which is what he says. And Desi is a gentleman, but still, we all know what he's talking about. I don't like classy songs about getting turned on. I want the sexy, dangerous songs about the stakes involved. Desi's adorably charming, but if it's not Chile in Chile, then I want to feel the heat.
Okay, well, we went down that road, didn't we?
We did.
Okay, And the last place song that I have is Granada. And
wait, hold it.
Yes.
Nope, that was Guadalajara. Nope. Okay.
Okay, I had to Google where Granada is. And I actually forgot. So if you want to know what Granada is, do what I did, Google it, and then you'll probably forget it. But it's a very dramatic sounding song, and the wife likes it a lot. Like, this is probably her favorite song on this album. Yeah,
Nice.
my wife.
Yeah.
And the very last song, we're kind of going back to the beginning. It's the instrumental version of I Love Lucy.
Oh, well, I don't have that, but we all know what it sounds like.
And you know what? I think it's better as an instrumental than the vocal version. Maybe because we're used to it.
Yeah.
And I just like it. And, you know, after I Love Lucy, Gilligan's Island is on next.
Yeah.
But we don't have a Gilligan's Island CD, and I promise we will not look for one. I will not buy one, and we will not do a Gilligan's Island.
Unless you bought like a TV theme song album or something and then happened to be on there. That's probably the only case we'd talk about it.
But then there was that episode when the mosquitoes got stranded on Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, you're right.
Bingo, Bango, Bongo, and Irving.
All right, so
all in all, it's a pretty decent CD.
Yeah.
And
well, can I list some of the songs?
One of these...
Can I list some of the songs that I have? 1 second. Sorry, folks. We'll be right back. We're experiencing technical difficulties. Apologies for the interruption, folks. The technical difficulties have been fixed, and we are back to our normally scheduled program.
Who knew you could pause this? I never knew that.
All right,
I'm unpaused. So, as I was saying, all in all, it's a pretty decent CD. I mean, when one of these songs pops up on my iPod, I don't skip over it. But again, I'm going to say this again, this would make a great DVD.
I would watch it. I would absolutely watch it.
And you could go two ways with this. One, you could just do all the songs, just all the clips, or you could do all the episodes that the songs came from. Granted, it would be a
disc episode.
Yeah, maybe
disc
2 or 3 discs.
Yeah.
But at least you get the whole episode.
Yep. All right, well, I'm going to list some of the songs you didn't cover. I don't know if you want me to talk about any of them since you haven't listened to them, or I'll just list the titles. So, what I had on my version, if you're listening to it on Spotify, definitely check out Babalu, Through a Thousand Dreams, Siboney, Cuban Pete, Made for Each Other, also known as Tu Felicidad, Tico Tico.
A Tico Tico, Tico Tico Tico. That one?
Yeah.
I have the Andrew Sisters version.
Okay. I'll Take the Rumba, Carnival in Rio, Quizás, 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 better known by its English version, Perhaps, Perhaps, Perhaps. If you want to see a really good dance to that song, I would highly recommend typing in Dancing with the Stars, Perhaps, Perhaps, Rumor Willis, and Val Shmerkovsky. And yes, Rumor Willis is Bruce Willis's daughter.
So how does this Perhaps, Perhaps go?
I know he says, in the version I heard, when a woman sang it, like a contralto, she said, Quizás, 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 Perhaps, Perhaps, Perhaps.
No way, that's the theme song to Coupling.
Oh, well, Desi sings it in this
Really?
song.
I thought that was just for that show. I didn't realize that was an old song.
No, yeah.
You won't admit you love me, and so how am I ever to know? You always tell me perhaps, perhaps, perhaps.
Desi sings this. Desi sings this on my album.
I'll be Grinched.
But however, I prefer the original version I heard with the woman a lot more because I don't see Desi as some sort of seducer or sexually powerful guy. The woman with him would keep perhapsing and not make up her mind. He just doesn't have the pent-up energy and irritation required for the song. He sounds a lot more sad and tragic. At least with the woman singing it, you get the feeling there's a game of cat and mouse going on. But the impact of this song is lost on me because Desi doesn't sound sexually charged, just flat, and that kind of left me feeling flat too when he sang it.
Uh-huh.
All right, so then there's...
Well, that's fascinating because when you listen to this song, it was perfect as the theme song for coupling. Because that song is what the whole show is kind of about.
Will you, won't you, will you, won't you, yeah.
Yeah, it just, wow, that just blows my mind.
Yep, okay, then I had Guadalajara, in Santiago, Chile, Taint Chile at all, El Comanchero, Habana, Cuba, Taboo, Carinoso, Holiday in Havana, Cuban Cabbie, Another Night Like This, Straw Hat Song, and Good Night. So those are the songs that I have. I would say if you want to listen to both versions of the albums, be my guest. I mean, I could talk about what I thought with my experience for a closer if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so overall, I was very disappointed about how the quality of this album underwhelmed me. I love seeing Desi Arnaz in reruns of I Love Lucy on MeTV or when CBS does specials around Christmas or Valentine's Day. But none of these songs are memorable standards or ballads. I'm glad he enjoyed singing, but I didn't enjoy listening as much as I thought I would. And while you do get used to the sound of the album's quality over time, there are some portions where the god-awfulness of it can't be ignored. My one last hope is that I Love Lucy will hit a huge anniversary, or Desi will have like another milestone birthday, like if he were alive, he'd be 110, 120, and they'll restore the album as a tribute. And if they do that, I'll listen to that, and the stock of this album may go up in my eyes. But until then, it's time to say adios to Babalu.
Well, next year will be the 70th anniversary of I Love Lucy being on TV, so I'd like to think something would be done. I mean, that's pretty huge.
CBS will probably have reruns, a whole special out the wazoo for a week or something.
You probably would.
I'd watch it.
Or they'd just run all the episodes continuously.
Maybe.
You never know.
I Love Lucy all day. That would be fun.
But this was definitely our most bizarre
episode
up to this point.
Yes.
Because we do have something else in mind.
We do. But I will say that we had a Lucy show for an I Love Lucy album. So, honestly, I think this is the best tribute we could have done.
And for those of you who actually made it this far, thank you.
Thanks for sticking with us. Oh my god, I had a heart attack while I was recording this episode. Oh no, we worked so hard on this, so we're going to have to throw it away.
Because, again, thank you, because we're definitely not worthy of your attention and time with this Lucy show.
We're not worthy. But we promise next week will be a very good album because I'm on spring break right now, so I'll have time to listen to the actual physical CD that Dad has. And it's a very popular band we're going to be listening to, so we hope.
And I was going to say, just as a teaser, do you want to tell the folks at home what album we'll be reviewing and who it's by?
Let's give them a clue. See if they can guess. What would be a good hint to give? Listeners, one moment while we deliberate. Okay, little listeners, we have come up with our hint. In Parks and Recreation, Leslie Knope says two things will stand the test of time. This band's music is one of those things. Which band is it?
What's the other one that will stand the test of time?
I forget what it is.
That's okay.
All right, but that's our clue we're leaving you for this week. So, as always, thank you for listening to another episode of My Dad Listens to This. No, seriously, thank you.
Especially this one.
Thank you for listening to this so much. Oh my god. All right, so, want to let us know if you actually enjoyed this Lucy show, then leave us a comment or give it a like. And if you don't like it, then too bad. We're going to keep making more of these come hell or high water.
But hopefully not like this one.
No. If you want to be notified for when the episodes come out, please hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified immediately, please do tap the bell. And if you're listening to our show for the very first time, listening to this episode, not all our episodes are like this, trust me. Listen to our previous episode, the Spice Girls episode, because that's a good indication of what this channel is, right? Yeah. So, but we hope you enjoyed it if you listened to this episode. And
what did we learn about Spotify?
Spotify's not always accurate. Sometimes a physical album is better.
Yes, it is.
All right, so, and if you want to receive further notifications, if you follow me on Facebook, I post the episodes on Facebook. If you follow me on Twitter, at Juliet Antonio, I post the episodes on Twitter. If you follow me on Tumblr under My Dad Listens to This, I post the episodes to Tumblr. Or if you follow me on my main blog, Eric's Angel 666, then you can find my blog through there. It's a Phantom of the Opera blog, that's why. And if you want the episodes through my dad, just shoot him an email and I can have him email them to you personally. All right, Dad, anything you want to say to our listeners before we say adios?
Babalu?
Babalu. Have a good night, everybody.